gosh. I have a good question from Tim VB. He said, how would you guys rank the top 10 men's teams right now going into the Olympics in 2021? Is Norway still number one? And then he also said, how would you rank Taylor within the group of the top 5 defenders and why?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do like top 10
top
teams
5 maybe
off the top of my head. Yeah. I mean, I think you have to put Anders and Christian as number one. But I think that which sounds kind of weird, but if Anders and Christian are playing Krasilnikov and Stoyanovsky in a final, I'd bet on Russia to win that. Because I think that Anders and Christian lost like 5 matches in all of 2019, which is just a stupid number given how many they played. And 3 of them were to the Russians. And I don't know. I just think like when you have like an Oleg who is like 7 feet tall and as athletic as he is, he's the one guy who can sort of neutralize Anders. Yeah. And Krasilnikov is so freaking smart. So I would still put Anders and Christian number 1. The Russians is number 2. And then I think there's a pretty significant drop off in tier to the kind of like 3 through like 15 level. I think after that is pretty much like pretty much anyone can go. Maybe Evandro Bruno, Alison Alvaro in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'll have to agree with that. Yeah, like, I mean, on paper, Alison Alvaro and Bruno Evandro, I think should be higher, should be up in that top tier, but with their consistency over the last year or two, you can't really put them there. Germans, like the Germans have shown up in these huge events to where it's like world champs. Oh, we're playing in Hamburg. The Germans have been in the final, World Tour final, world champs, but the consistency hasn't necessarily been there. Even like Andre and George, like clearly have the ability to be in any final, but the consistency is not there. So just on consistency alone, I give it to Norway and Russia. Norway, I mean, just on their wins alone, you have to give them the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brouwer Musin, same thing. Like they could be on the podium at any given time.
Yeah.
I can't even argue with I'd say like 3 through 10 is like a full mishmash.
Yeah. And then like Nikolai Lupo, like I watch him play and I'm like, I don't know how they ever lose a set. And then I watch another set and it's like, I don't know how they ever win a set.
How has their name not come up yet in this conversation?
Yeah.
They're such a good team.
Yeah.
But it just comes down to consistency, really.
Yeah. And then for the Taylor aspect of it, I think Taylor's like for sure a top 5 defender on the planet. I'd put Christian, Krasilnikov. I think Clemens Wickler is on that list.
Yeah.
And I'd put Taylor in there alongside. I think Alvaro also probably belongs in that top tier.
Yeah, Alvaro, Bruno, Lupo. I don't know. It also comes down to the blocker too. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to like take credit away from Krasilnikov and Sorum, but like it's a different story when you're in sync with the blocker like that. You know what I mean? But siding out, they can do it consistently. So that kind of puts them over the top. I'd say Taylor's top 5, but I would say it's further towards the 4 or 5 side, 4, 5, 6 area, not the 1, 2, 3. Maybe like 5th.
Yeah, I think like you got Christian, Krasilnikov, and Clemens Wickler. I think are the clear like 1, 2, 3.
Well, Taylor can get in trouble size-wise. You know, if he doesn't have the right set, he can get in trouble for sure, especially with the bigger block. And he knows how to play it off the big block extremely well. But if there's like that in-between size, I think that he can't see and play off the block really well, and he can't hit over, then he's, you know, in a full-on like guessing game. But yeah, 4, 5, 6 range.
Yeah.